Hello and welcome to the News Radar. The United States has launched coordinated airstrikes on 3 nuclear-related sites in Iran, following a dramatic rise in hostilities between Israel and Iran. The operation, codenamed Midnight Hammer, involved over 100 U.S. aircraft, including B-2 stealth bombers and long-range cruise missiles launched from U.S. submarines. The Trump administration claims the strikes caused severe damage to uranium enrichment facilities in Fordow, Isfahan, and Natanz. President Trump described the mission as a spectacular military success, asserting that Iran's nuclear program was completely obliterated. However, independent assessments are still underway, and Iran disputes the extent of the damage. Iran's foreign ministry condemned the airstrikes, calling them a violation of international law and the UN Charter. Iran's leaders have vowed to respond, but have not yet specified what form that response will take. The Revolutionary Guard warned that U.S. bases in the region are within range of retaliation. Tehran is also threatening to close the Strait of Hormuz, a key global oil route. Though such a move could trigger wider economic disruption, President Trump insists the U.S. is not at war with Iran, stating the strikes targeted only nuclear infrastructure, not the Iranian government or population. Vice President J.D. Vance reinforced that message, while Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. is open to immediate negotiations, urging Iran to return to the diplomatic table. Despite this, the strikes were launched without prior congressional approval, prompting criticism from U.S. lawmakers who argue that the action may have bypassed constitutional limits on executive military authority. Democrats in particular have raised concerns about the legality and long-term consequences of such a move. Iran responded within hours by launching missiles at Israeli cities, including Haifa and Tel Aviv, injuring dozens. The attacks are seen as a direct response to Israeli strikes on Iranian military facilities earlier this month. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to continue his country's operations until Iran's military threat is neutralized. Global leaders have called for restraint. Britain, France, Germany, and others have urged both sides to de-escalate and resume talks. The UN Security Council held an emergency meeting where Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned against a cycle of retaliation that could destabilize the entire region. There are also economic concerns. Oil markets are closely watching developments amid fears that any disruption to Persian Gulf shipping could drive up global prices. U.S. officials have urged China, one of Iran's key trading partners, to use its influence to help prevent further escalation. As of now, the U.S. military is assessing the full impact of the operation. Satellite images show surface-level destruction at the targeted sites, but deeper analysis is needed to confirm the status of underground enrichment infrastructure. While both Iran and the U.S. have expressed that they do not seek a wider war, the risk of miscalculation remains high. With tensions flaring and retaliation possible, the coming days will be critical in determining whether diplomacy or conflict will shape the future of the region. We will continue to bring you new updates as more information becomes available. Stay with us for the latest updates.